And with Coach Shawn Newton, Southeast Guilford Falcons at Northwest. Falcons got a win tonight over the Northwest Guilford girls, and not the best of starts to the game. Got to give Northwest some credit the way they played early. But the Falcons, your girls, did make some adjustments, Coach, as the second quarter came along, and some big adjustments after halftime, too.
Yeah, halftime we talked to them about, we have to be the aggressors. We let them take the game to us in the first quarter. They came out, I think, scored the first 8 or 9 points of the game. We made a little run, took the lead going. Then we had a letdown in the second quarter. I think we only put up 7 points in the second quarter. Getting face cut, they had some easy baskets in transition, and we just seemed to be coming out a little flat tonight.
Were you surprised the way Northwest came out? Sometimes teams come out hard early and they kind of slow down a little bit, but they kind of stayed with it.
Darlene does an excellent job with her girls, and they're, I think, pretty much predominantly a sophomore junior team, so she's young, and she pushes the ball. And I think that helps our girls to get a better start in the second half, because we had told them at the halftime, be expecting them to come out and trap a little bit, expect them to look for transition basket to help them get them back in the ball game, which they did.
And the aggressive nature of your defense, probably a big difference in that second half then.
It was, yes it was. And then, we came out in our full court press for a little bit. That seemed to cause 10 to turn it over a couple times, and we were able to hit some transition baskets and push the lead, I think, out to 8 going into the fourth quarter.
And the way it finished pretty tight, too. It got kind of a little dicey toward the end because number 10 hit those back-to-back three-pointers, and I think she might have got the ball back a little earlier on one of those last possessions. She might have had another good look, but made for a good game, a very good competition.
Right, it does. Anytime you play Northwest, you're always going to get their best. We're going to use that as a learning tool. We're up 8. We're sitting there trying to, take a few seconds off the clock, and next thing we know, we throw up a 3. And miss it badly. They get a ball to go down and score, hit a 3. We turn it over in transition. They come back, hit another 3. And again, we come back down, and I think one of my girls went down the lane, tried to throw a around the world layup up and hits the basket, and they go down and have a chance to knock down to a 2-point ball game. So after calling the timeout and calming them down at that 40 to 45, we pretty much set up our defense to stop them. I think we shut them out the rest of the game.
And Coach Newton with the Southeast Guilford Falcons just knocked off Northwest Guilford here at Northwest, and probably a good learning experience for the girls tonight too.
Very. As a coach, I keep telling myself I had 1 starter coming back, 4 new girls, freshmen out there getting major minutes. My top 3 reserves are freshmen. So we're in a learning curve right now, and it's only going to help us when Metro play comes into play on January 7th. And
their team, Barber number 10, and I think it was Nice number 25. Both those girls stayed pretty warm most of the game.
Yes.
But you did a good job, pretty much did a good job inside. Their big girl pointer was never able really to get completely in sync as far as it goes inside. You kind of kept her off her game.
Yes, we did. We switched over to a zone defense, and we had our 2 post players help inside. If the ball came in, one fronted, one got behind. We tried to slow that down. We noticed that they hadn't hit a lot of threes early on in the game, and we just took a gamble and go into a zone. That's something we really don't like to play, but it was effective tonight. We stuck with it in the full quarter.
And I think we saw where Kara Shutt had 25. She had to work to get the 25. Sometimes the 3 wasn't falling, but to her credit, and your credit as a coach, you stuck with it. Stick with that shot long enough, it starts going. And
it starts going. I think later in the third quarter, she came down and hit 2 back-to-back, and that really gave us the energy that we needed as a team. Kara's a shooter, but if people think she's just a shooter this year, she's going to surprise them, because she's definitely putting the ball on the floor. She's going to the basket with it. She's become that all-around player that we knew she was, and where most people just seen her as a shooter.
Is she predominantly left-handed?
She's predominantly left-handed, but she's mixing it up a little bit. I think she went behind the back and made her defender fall down, which, that's not Kara, but if people think they're going to guard her to that left side, she'll surprise them this year.
She's going to help you a lot, too, as far as trying to control that ball. Going to give you a lot of ball help, too, I'm sure.
Definitely. That definitely helps, because the last couple of years she was kind of afraid to put the ball on the floor and bring it up. But now she's getting it, because she knows at the end of the game teams are going to concentrate on fouling, and she wants to have the ball in her hand late to knock down those free throws like she did tonight.
How do you get the teammates involved with a player like Kara Shutt and a player like Paris Key? They're 2 dominant players at both their teams, Page and Southeast. How do the coaches like yourself work to get a player like with Shutt to get those other girls involved in the operation?
It gets hard, because a lot of times you hear it from the stands, the parents are complaining, pass the ball. But when Kara hits her shot, she's one of the best shooters in the county, hands down. But we tell Kara, if it's not there, definitely look inside. Post players either face up, make a shot, or kick it back out. But Kayla, Pfeiffer, and Brianna, up top and on the opposite side, they can knock that shot down also. So if defenses concentrate on Kara, she could punish them by making she's, I think, right about 5 assists a game now. So it's definitely helping her that she can put the ball on the floor and make that pass.
And on your part, it's key this year is I'm sure going to be patience with this. Some of the young girls being
Yes,
very
it
patient.
is. You know, some girls are going from a reserve role and some girls are new to the program. It's still, you know, we're 10 games into the season, but we're still learning.
So what's the record now? 10 games? Are you guys like 9-1?
We're 10 games in, and we lost 2 games in overtime on back-to-back nights.
And you lost 1 game to Northern Guilford, right?
Yes, sir.
That was a shocker.
That was a shocker. It's just we're still looking at the tape, trying to find the foul on that last play that was called, and you know, but that was a learning curve again. Up 4 points with 12 seconds. No way you should lose a ball game, but we've learned from it. We've made some adjustments, and that should help us down the road.
Now, so you beat a pretty good High Point Andrews team too, pretty decisively.
Yes, that was a little comeback because we went from playing Southwest, who had just won their conference last year, finished with 20-plus wins. We went over to a Northern, who were 29-2, and then we finished the three-peat with daggone Andrews with 28-2. So it's not like we're coming out playing some cupcakes. We know we got to play tough competition because Metro play, again, is going to be up for grabs. And if we think we can control a Paris Key or Shaylin Burnett down to Southern Alamance and that Dudley squad, you know, we could contend. We're young, but we're going to give it the best shot.
And it's interesting, too, because so many teams like yourself have lost some players off last year's teams. If the fans come out and expect to see all the same players with Dudley and Southeast and Southern Alamance and Page from last year, they're going to be
totally different teams this year. I mean, you know, everybody's looking over at Page. It's Paris, then a bunch of sophomores and freshmen out there on the court. But she's Page. And with Southern Alamance, I think they got a guard out there that's replaced Boggs. She's a freshman. So you got April and Shaylin still down there, but new faces. And the same thing with Dudley. I think he's predominantly got a senior team, so he'll be one of the older teams in the league. But, you know, night in and night out, it's just going to be a battle again in the Metro.
Coach, good luck to you this season. Very good game tonight. I'm sure this prepares you for the holiday break, which will be a long break for you since you're not in action until back to the day after Christmas.
Day after Christmas on the 26th. So, yes, we definitely wanted to end it on a good note with the win, especially over here at Northwest.
Coach, congratulations on the first part of the season, and the Christmas tournaments are coming up. Keep up the good work. Can't wait to see the Metro play begin. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Yes, sir. Thanks, sir.